In this video, I'm going to talk about lighting, specifically lighting solutions when it comes to recording yourself. This is mostly for talking head videos. I'm going to cover a free option and some budget options, so stay tuned. Obviously, when it comes to buying lights, the sky's the limit. But let's start with the most obvious and easiest solution. Natural light coming from a window. Now, it sounds super basic, just sit in front of a window facing the light so it hits your face. But there are a few things you should watch out for. The first one is strong direct sunlight. That can actually be too harsh. It creates sharp shadows, high contrasts, and can totally blow out parts of your image, especially if your camera doesn't have great dynamic range. The best kind of natural light? When it's cloudy outside. The clouds act like a big diffuser, softening the sunlight and making it super flattering, like a giant softbox in the sky. But don't worry, you can still film on sunny days. Just avoid the times when sunlight gleams directly through the window. There's actually this really great application called Lumos that you can use to track the sun throughout the day and see whether or not it will shine directly through the window. So if you can manage to utilize natural light properly, it's honestly one of the best light sources. All right, moving on to artificial lights. First thing, turn off all the lights in the room before you start setting up your own lights. That's basically rule number one, that's ground zero. Then consider getting a cheap ring light. There are solid options out there in the $20 to $50 range, and a good mid-range cheaper ring light will work perfectly with your phone or with your camera, regardless what you use. It's a one-time investment that can last a while. I personally use a large ring light that was around $150. And it's basically the only light I use for my videos. So if you're starting out, if you want to get into making talking head videos, filming your stuff, creating content, or getting to even UGC and video presenting jobs, I would recommend you getting a ring light. Now, besides ring lights, you've also got softbox lights. These work similarly in that they diffuse the light and create a soft flattering effect on your face. And they also don't create sharp shadows. You can find obviously cheap and expensive versions, some with dimmers, color temperature control, LED bulbs, different sizes, adjustable stands, you name it. Between the two, I feel like cheaper ring lights are more versatile than cheaper softboxes. And again, it depends on your setup. If you're using a phone, a ring light with a phone mount is often the best bet and the cheapest option. It's all-in-one, easy to move, and super beginner friendly. Keep in mind though that if a ring light is right in front of you, it will give that ring reflection in your eyes. Some people like it, some don't. With softboxes, you don't really get that effect because you can't put it right in front of you. When it comes to effect lights or practicals, these are the fun ones for your background. You've got a bunch of options. One I absolutely love is a small RGB LED blade. You can find these for around $30 on Amazon. I mean, that's probably the cheapest they can get. Obviously, you have more expensive ones with better batteries, with even more functions, brighter ones, etc. But personally, I love this, and this was $30. You can adjust color, it's super bright, small, portable. You can mount it on a tripod as well if you want. And it can completely change the vibe of a boring white wall even. You can use it to add a little color to your face or throw some color into the background. Use it as a rim light to separate yourself from the background. It's very versatile. It's dimmable, has different modes, and it's just a fun tool that brings creativity into your videos. I highly recommend it as your first effect light or practical light. And beyond that, any background light works. It could be a lamp or a candle, RGB light strip, a standing lamp, literally anything that adds some style and atmosphere. You don't need to spend a lot unless you're going for something specific like the RGB blade. But again, even with those, you can have budget options. So to wrap it up, if you don't have a budget for lights, natural light is totally usable. Just avoid direct sunlight and sometimes when the light changes rapidly. If you do have a little budget, I'd recommend a ring light. Put more money into this because it's your main source and should be versatile, sturdy, adjustable, dimmable, and an RGB LED blade just for creativity and background effects. You'll love how much it adds to your shots and how creative you can be with them. So with just these two lights, you can shoot great looking talking head videos for YouTube, UGC, or video presenting gigs, or just content for YouTube. And I think that's absolutely amazing because you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on lighting solutions and you will still be able to produce professional looking videos. But that's it for this video about lighting solutions. If you found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you've got any topic requests, leave them in the comment section. I'm happy to make videos on stuff that you're interested in, but I'm gonna thank you for watching and I'll see you later, guys.